Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Rao, continuing my room on calming the mind. Uh, I was reading something interesting this afternoon. It was a note in my notes app. I was reviewing all the notes in there, and there were some business, there were some personal, there were some spiritual writings were there, right? One writing said, mind by its own activity is not going to get the peace, but by calming down, it gets the peace. That's true, right? And the mind is forming its own network with several thoughts, and it's go on continually acting, even though it is not needed. It will go on have the grumblings, the chat, right? And later on we complain we are not able to get out of that chatter, right? That kind of thing. So I was very intrigued by when I read that because I knew the phenomena, but then that was put in nicely in one sentence. So I thought I would bring that to you here. So why we need calming the mind down? Because calming the mind also gives you the strength and peace, and that's why we want to do that. Trust is needed, as I was explaining to you, that this is the age of information and age of information overload and uh, continuous chattering of our mind happens within our own mind, right? So most of the people are aware of that. This thing doesn't stop; it goes on, especially in situations where you got to be uh, paying attention to, and you will be more nervous about it, and then that's not good for you. If you have this flow where you are doing stuff, but then you don't have any thoughts bothering you, that's the state we want to be, whatever we are doing, right? So that's why this effort, telling people importance of this exercise I was talking about. This is an exercise not in thought, not in silence as it is, but in awareness. Your thoughts are, you are aware of them, right? That, aware of that, with awareness. That is the one that we have as a faculty, really. But we are always aware, otherwise, we are dead. Right? So that's why you create awareness in the morning and through the day and in the night too. You don't have to make an effort. All you have to do is um, be attentive, be here and now, be in the present. Then you are in awareness. And you can have thoughts about awareness, but awareness itself is not thought. Okay? This is very well expounded by the ancient sciences of yoga and Ayurveda and consciousness. And I happened to review that and then really understood. I'm not just repeating that here, but experientially, I feel it, I experience it on a daily basis. And that's why I'm bringing that to you. How do you calm your mind by simply being in the present and being aware of what's going on around you? And if the stimuli come at you, don't yield to that. Just observe them. Just be a watcher. And then uh, most of the stimuli will not have the punch. Otherwise, they will have. Otherwise, you may react, and then you may continue to form your network of thought. So that's why do this exercise in awareness, which I'm going to show you in a little while in the morning and night, just before you go to sleep. In the day, maybe a few minutes you can take time and then come back to the presence, come back to the here and now by taking deep breaths. This, which is really very simple, cost effective, actually free, and also it improves your mental clarity, it slows down the thinking, and also it increases the oxygen intake and more of the carbon is blown out. And also, you stimulate your rest and digestive parasympathetic nervous system, which is opposite to the sympathetic nervous system, which is when you are anxious, when you are fearful, when you are in a hurry, you kind of secrete a lot of stress hormones. But this way, by taking deep breaths and making it a habit of deep breaths on and off, you are going to help yourself a lot. Okay, so my aim is to really help you not to be engulfed by the information overload. That is the thing that's going on, and I'm a informatician. I have looked at the information in a major way, and we get a lot of information all the time, right? All of us, we doctors are exposed to that, and we need to really handle our mind properly. Otherwise, we are burning out. That's why I kind of teach this technique so that people are not burning out by the information overload. See, the amount of documentation a physician has to do now has really quadrupled. It was not that much before. When I came from India, it was like a one Manila folder chart, maybe one sheet in there, and then every day they put the vitals and they said how the patient is, maybe a couple of lines of the medication. That's it. No other documentation, no physical exam. No, we are supposed to present the physical exam orally to the professor, and we are supposed to discuss cases, clinical rounds orally. But this kind of enormous volume of charts were not there. So when I came to this country, I found there's a big chart, that is bound like a big chart. We have to look at all of that. It was a paper, 1983, right? And now we switch it to EMR in 2008 in our hospital, right? And that then we kind of had more information because the information is flowing from all over, right? So, and then the documentation also, the hospital wanted in certain way. Mainly, they are looking for more revenue by the way we document. So, after you see the patient, you are done with everything, and then they want you to sit down beyond your regular hours and document more. So, which is really getting too much burden for the physicians and the nurses and everybody in the healthcare actually. Because physicians also work under the gun, because something goes wrong, their license is at stake, right? So this is a nice atmosphere for this fear-induced or anxiety-induced or apprehension, any of them, you get all these stress hormones. Then reacting impulsively, you may be saying something that you don't mean because your system is geared up to that. So to nullify that, I'm teaching this deep breath. See, I have this company called PA Pal. What I do in there is I kind of optimize the wellness. I teach the four pillars of wellness: food, activity, sleep, and meditation, right? And also, I work with the people to really invigorate their inner resilience. How do I do that? It's of deep breathing, being in the present, and also really be aware of what's going on within themselves, right? So the inner resilience is cultivated when you really pay attention to what's going on within you, right? And then we have this monthly club membership, which is called Wellness Club. When I gather in the morning and also in the evening too. In the morning, what happens is you kind of present yourself to the regular hour, 6 o'clock a.m. in the central time. Then that 1 hour that I do is all done in the presence. I invite them to be here and now in the present and do the exercises, do the breathing exercises also, body and breathing, but do them with deep breath coordinated with your presence, right? That's why I call present moment breathing. That's what it is. And then you do both sides of the body. So you align yourself to the mind, to the breathing, and to the sides of the body too. And at the 1 hour, at the end of hour, I want them go by the AEIOU terminology. A is alert, E is energized, I is have insights, and O is primary sound, and U is connect to the universal energy. Okay? These are the five things that they check themselves whether they have gained from the session or not. And then I advise them to go perform the work in presence, taking deep breaths at least 1 minute every hour if possible. And then when they come back home, do this breathing exercise again in the evening before they go to bed so that they can empty their mind and sleep on a clean slate of mind, right? So this is something, a joke that yogis use. They can't greet each other in a retreat. Sir, is your slate clean? The slate meaning the mind. Is your mind clean? And in the morning they greet. You know? And the people who are like kind of using thought as needed only, but not allowing unconscious compulsive thought, not driven by it, but then actively, consciously thinking, that's a very, very healthy state of mind. You know, you will be resting otherwise, and then your mind will take a lot of rest, which is a very good thing for you. Okay, so that's what I'm promoting here because I think this is a needed exercise that everybody has to incorporate in their daily life. Like just like you take a shower for the body, you take a break for your mind where you calm it down and then renew it and go. Especially at night time, you don't have to sleep on negative thoughts. You still don't have to sleep on very very busy mind. You don't have to sleep on projecting all the things into the future and then fearing what is going to happen. All those things are not needed because you are not going to change any of that overnight. On the other hand, if you go on thinking, if you go on keeping your mind occupied, you will lose a lot of energy. And also in the morning, you will wake up because you did not sleep, you're tossing around, running around, and you never paid attention to the deep sleep that can do wonders for you, right? So once you do that, the sleep time will act as a revival of your body, revival of your mind. So you can get out in the morning with a real good energy, and then you also do the exercise and the breathing and all this, you will be much raw. Because once the exercise is out of your way in the morning, during the day you try to be active, like I'm now standing, so that I'm not sitting down for a long time, right? So that's why I put my computer at a height where I can see and talk to you standing. So that is good for me, right? Standing and working. Right? So you can find opportunities like that in every situation. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you to do this exercise in the morning and in the evening. We are spending way too much time about with the information, especially with the AI tools. Also, they are very fascinating, very good. But it's like a child playing with all the games. People are getting immersed in them and doing them. But then what I'm saying is, don't forget to take care of your mind also. Don't expose yourself to unnecessary stimuli all day with the social media, with all these apps. It has become really, really all talk, all nice and all that. But what it is this wisdom app also. How many times do you reflect on what you heard on the wisdom app? You know, and that is where you will be touched with the insights of anybody's wisdom, and then when it becomes from information to insight, then it becomes wisdom. Okay? Check yourself whether you are doing it or not. If you are doing it, uh, all the power for you. If you are not doing it, I suggest you just pause and see what did he say. What was the essence of his? What do I? How do I take it in my life? Am I doing that? Am I doing against that? And you find out, and if it appeals to you that is a good thing, then try to allow it to assimilate in your lifestyle. Okay. That's when whatever wisdom you have gathered from anybody on any topic. But then, for me, true wisdom is about inner life. True wisdom about universal truth. Wisdom about existential issues. You can also have some mentoring things about external things. That's all fine. As a doctor, if somebody comes to me, I want to teach them clinical skills. I want to teach them procedures, how to do it. And that becomes mentoring, you know. But then if I teach him the suffering, the pain, the empathetic attitude we should have, the kindness we should have, all of that, they become spiritual. They become really wise things for people to really teach. But if you are teaching some skill and say that I'm teaching wisdom, I think that's hollow. You can see that. Right? I'm sure everybody sees that too. So the wisdom of this age is the information is exploding, and it's not at a natural level a human being should take. And a human being needs a break from that onslaught of information once in a while. That is the wisdom. And then how you do it, you may do it by reading light reading, or you may do it by um, going to the nature and just observing the flowers and everything, not making any comments about it. You may do it with light music. You may do it conversation happily in a very nice mood with a friend. We used to do that as youngsters. We don't have the luxury here anymore. Everybody's on the phone, right? You have to get an appointment to talk to your closest friend these days. But even for me also the same thing. Right? They have to take an appointment before they can talk to me at length. So even though I'm always telling them I'm available, call me anytime, they kind of shy away. They think we don't want to disturb them, something like that. Okay? So take me exercise, and the exercise is very simple. And then you do that at the same time, same place as much as possible every day, and you do the exercise in a place where there are not many stimuli are there around you, and you kind of go there and sit on a chair and put both your feet on the floor tightly, and then start taking deep breaths in. When you take the deep breath in, up to a count of seven, your abdominal wall comes out actually, and then you hold that for four counts, and then when you breathe out the abdominal going towards the spine for eight count, right? And then you do that for five breaths like that. Initially, just breathe in, breathe out, right? And then next five breaths, just associate the sensation you feel at the tip of the nose as you take the breath in and out. And the last five breaths, what you do is you kind of realize that you are not just this thought and body, but you are that awareness behind. So you will say, and you take a real, I am this awareness. And then I'm not this body and mind, and you let it go. Let it go the breath. As you breathe out, you say, I'm not this body and mind. As you breathe out, you are really letting go of what you are not. And then as you are breathing in, you reinforce I am this awareness. Okay, let's start, and I will do it with you all. Okay, hopefully you are all seated and you put your feet firmly on the floor. Now close your eyes, close your mouth, and take deep breaths. Abdominal comes up. Hold it for four count, and breathe out as the abdominal goes to the spine. Okay, five breaths are done. Now, what you do is be aware of the sensation at the tip of the nose. Tie your mind to the nose. As you take the deep breath, Feel that as you take the breath out, feel that. Okay, that just those are five breaths. Okay, in this stage or any stage, if you get any thoughts pop up, watch them. Don't indulge in the thoughts or don't suppress them. Just to watch the thought, being the awareness, you are watching the thoughts as they arise and as they travel and go away. So, okay, as they rise, like a cloud and traveling through the sky and disappearing. Okay, so that kind of uninvolved observation, that's very good for you. Then you can really be in the present whenever you can identify those thoughts. Okay. In the last time, we're going to say, as you take the deep breath, I am this awareness. And then when you breathe out, say, I'm not just this body and mind. Okay. That kind of sensation is very good. Okay. That is the exercise. Practice that in the morning. Practice that in the Don't do it in a hurry. Do it leisurely, calmly, and being in the present. And feel the sensation of the air going through your nose in and out. That way, you tie your mind to the tip of the nose. Okay, this is a simple exercise. There are a lot of philosophical underpinnings there, especially the last one when you say, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, but I'm this awareness. That's a very, very deep significance. That means you are really identifying who you really are. And that changes everything. And then your mind will be quiet most of the time if you establish yourself in that awareness and stay there. That is a very big deal. Uh, Hopefully, you understood that, and then you're trying to do that. Okay? It would be nice if anybody who does come up and tell me whether it helped them or whether there were doubts or anything. So I'm putting an effort to convey something important. I think it will be nice if you guys can tell me, feedback me what's going on. I have been doing it for almost 11 days now. So it will be nice if you have feedback and let me know what's going on. Okay. Um, so, anybody wants to come up, the stage is open. And then I'll be able to answer your questions or talk to you or tell me anything else you are doing that is better than this. Then we will also follow that. But this is my mission to make sure that everybody is aware of what I'm talking about and think about it. Don't have to accept it, but then try it and then tell me about it. So, experimentation, experience, both are different. Experimentation is done, but the experience is what you feel inside, what you really go through. You know, that is what I wanted to know. I'm very convinced that this makes a huge contribution in anybody's life. You know, especially if you practice this all the time. After a while, what happens is this becomes real, the natural thing, and all the chatter and everything is extraneous. Then you see you are in peace, you are in strength. You know? That's called, that's why they call it existence, consciousness, and bliss. That is the nature of our real interior, and we are always going out of it by our intellect and senses by using the thought. And the thought is also used for all occasions, but never having a a brief time where you can be quiet and silent and be happy, blissful. Okay, so that's the exercise, and I hope everybody got something out of it. So I will stop it here because it's half an hour, I think. The main aim is to show you the exercise, and then if anybody wants to come up on the wisdom, then I will answer the questions or comment. Otherwise, I'll be closing down the room. Thank you. Yeah.